Hello and welcome to the Teacher Chris Learn by Play piano series. My name is Teacher Chris and this is your very first piano lesson. Now today's lesson is going to require the Lesson 1A book, of course the keyboard or a piano, but then we're also going to be needing a blank 8x11 sheet of paper if you have one, a pencil, and then if you have a marker and a crayon, that would also really help out today's lesson. Now, if you don't have any of those materials, don't worry. You can still follow along and do all of the lesson stuff. There's just some drawing that you won't be able to do today, but maybe if you get that stuff in the future, you can go back and try it out with me. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. So go ahead and turn to page 3. Now on page 3 here, you'll notice that we have a little boy sitting at the piano, and his knees are right at the very edge of the piano. He's not sitting all the way back on the bench. He's sitting a little bit kind of towards the front, and then his knee is at the very, very edge of the keyboard. So when you sit at the keyboard, lift up your knee and see if your knee actually hits the edge of the keyboard. They call that the fall board. Now, if your feet are dangling, that's totally fine if they're not touching the floor. But if you have a footstool handy, that might even help a little bit with just comfort level and being able to play a little bit longer. What I often do is suggest to the parents to get one of those little footstools that people put in bathrooms and kitchens for the kids to like stand up on to wash their hands or brush their teeth. That usually is around like 6 inches to maybe like a foot in height, and that really helps out a lot. At the very bottom of the page, they just list all the different types of pianos. We have the digital piano, which has a computer in it that actually plays the noises with sensors and things like that. Then the others, the spinet, the upright, and the grand, those are actually all acoustic pianos. They don't require any plug to plug into the wall at all, entirely acoustic, and a lot of fun to play on if you get the chance to do it. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn to page 4. There's a great picture of the left hand and the right hand there. And you'll notice that underneath the word left hand, they have LH for left hand. That's what you're going to see in the book whenever they want you to play your left hand. And then RH for right hand whenever they want you to play, of course, your right hand. Now that's where the piece of paper is actually going to come in handy today. Let's go ahead and grab that piece of paper and do a little bit of drawing. Now, the first thing we're going to do is actually draw what's up on the page there, but we're just going to trace our hand kind of like you do if you're trying to draw a turkey for Thanksgiving. I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to place it to the left on the page here. Go ahead and start tracing. And when I get to my pointer finger, I'm going to make a little cartoon animal. I always like to do that. And there's a reason for it. I'll explain in a second here. And I give myself a very large thumb there. There we go. And I'm going to make this into a kitty cat. Now, you don't have to draw the kitty cat. I like to do it just for very specific reasons. You'll see in just a second here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put LH for left hand. I'm going to do the same thing with my right hand here. See if I can trace it with my left hand. I'm right-handed, so that might be a little tough. And then I'm going to put RH for right hand right there. Now, you'll notice that I have my thumbs over top of each other. That is because I have a hard time fitting my hands on the page here, but then also because both of our thumbs right there are 1, and I want you to remember that right in the very center here, if we hold up our hands like this, the thumbs are always going to be 1. And then the reason why I put the cat and the dog right here is because the pointer fingers are always going to be finger number 2. And then right in the middle here, we have 3. And then the ring finger is 4. And then our pinkies are always 5. There we go. Now here you have a nice little chart that you can use in order to be able to figure out some of these songs that we're going to be working on today. And you can just put it to the side wherever you like. That way you don't have to keep turning to page 4. You can always just refer to your lovely chart that you did today and have that handy just on the side so you can check it out. Moving ahead here on page 5, we just have the mechanics of a real piano. Shows you that there's this little hammer that comes up and it hits the strings whenever you push down on the keys. And then they have a really nice looking hand here as far as the hand posture goes. And this is something you're going to be working on a lot. So when you're playing the piano, you actually want to play like you're holding on to a baseball or maybe like a softball a little bit bigger, with your fingers nice and curved. And the reason why is if you put your hand on the piano like so and play flat fingered like this, you'll notice that your pinky and your thumb just kind of hang off there. And it's just really not a comfy position. You have to kind of go up really high in the keys just to bring your pinky and thumb there. So it's not a good hand posture. But if you take your hand and turn it into a cup shape like this, like you're holding onto a ball or you're trying to not break the bubble like they have up on the page there, you'll notice that they actually get a lot closer together as far as being in a straight line. And if you use your fingertips to play the keys, then they will be in a nice straight line and all fit on the piano like so. You see, each finger here has its own key, and none of them are stretching really, really far in order to reach any key. It's a very natural hand position. Now, moving ahead to page 6 and also page 7, both of these pages here talk about really low notes and really high notes. Now, with the low end of the piano, that is always going to be to the left. If we play any of the notes way down low here, kind of sounds like elephant stomping right there. That is the low side of the piano. And if we go up the piano to the right, the high notes are all the way to the right-hand side of the piano. Kind of sounds like little birds chirping. Okay, so now let's check out the map of the piano. Now, you may have noticed already that there's a pattern of 3 black keys and then 2 black keys and 3 black keys. Starting from the top here, we have 3 and then 2 and then 3 and then 2 and then 3 and then 2 and then 3 and then 2 and 3. Going all the way down to this set of 2 black keys right here. And then there's just this one key at the very, very end. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to completely ignore that very bottom key right now. And instead, we're going to start with the set of 2 black keys. And in the left hand, we're going to use finger 2 and 3. And we're going to play just those 2 black keys. Then we're going to move up the piano. And remember, up for us is actually going to the right-hand side. I'm going to just keep continuing going up the keyboard like so. And there's all the set of 2 black keys going from the lowest on the left to the highest on the right. Now, with your right hand, what I'd like you to do, you can turn to page 7 if you like. This is what they're asking you to do on page 7, is you're going to use fingers 2, 3, and 4. It's right in the center right here. Not your pinky and thumb, but 2, 3, and 4. And you're just going to go ahead and play the set of 3 black keys, starting up high, which is to the right, and then going down to the left. You'll notice it just keeps getting lower and lower and lower until finally we get to the very bottom here. And just so that we can have the satisfaction of playing every single black key here, let's go ahead and just play that lowest black key. That's a great key. All right, so let's go ahead and move ahead here, and we're now going to get to play actual notes on the piano. Now, on these pages, you're going to notice these big blue boxes, like the one that says quarter note at the top of this page here. Those blue boxes are going to represent the most important stuff on the page. It's the new thing that they're introducing to you. It's the stuff that you're really going to want to make sure that you work on whenever you are working on that page. And on this one, it is the quarter note. Now, let's check out what the quarter note looks like. First of all, quarter note is always going to be a filled in dot, kind of an oval shape. And then it's going to have this stem right here. See how there's the stem going out from the bottom up. Now, a quarter note is always going to be filled in with that stem, either the stem going up, like in the right hand right here, or the stem going down, like in the left hand right here. Now, there's some other really important information on this page besides just what the quarter note is. Let's look to the right-hand side up above. I honestly think they should have made this a blue box as well. We have what we call a measure, and a measure is just what it sounds like. It's a measurement. In this piece of music, and in a lot of music that you're going to encounter, the measurement is going to be 4 quarter notes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And a quarter note is 1 count long. That means that this has 1, 2, 3, 4 counts in this measure, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 counts in this measure. And they indicate each measurement with a bar line. They call this just the bar line right here that's separating the measures. Now, if we look at the very first part of this piece right here, it says RH fingers. That means the right hand fingers, and it says stems up, because the stems going up represent the right hand playing it. And you'll see it says 2, 3, 2, 3. Those are the finger numbers. And after 4 counts, there is a bar line. Here's another measure, 2, 3, 2, 3, and then a bar line. Then another measure, 2, 3, 2, 3, and then a bar line, and then 2, 3, 2, 3, and then what we call a double bar line. And that means we're done with the piece. And the double bar line is always going to be a thin line with a thick bar at the very, very end there. The other thing you may have noticed is that you read it just like you would read a book, left to right, top line to the next line down. So you start right here on this note, and you just read across, and you play, 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 play. And then when you get to the end here, you go to the next line, and you play, 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 until you get to the end of the sentence or the end of the piece there. Now let's go ahead and play this piece. Each one of these is going to be 1 count, and all that means is you're just going to play it 1, 1, 1, 1. You're not going to hold any of the notes down any longer than any of the other notes. And the hand position is going to be kind of towards the middle of the piano. Honestly, it doesn't really matter what set of 2 black keys that you're doing, as long as you have 2 different sets of black keys under fingers 2 and 3 here. I'm going to go right in the center of the piano for me, and I'm going to go to the right. Here's a set of 2 black keys, and then to the left. They do have in the chart up there that you should have a set of 3 and a set of 2 in between your hands. But really, if you want to do them closer together so you can watch them, that's totally fine too. Either way works. And we're going to start with the right hand here, and we're going to start with finger number 2. I'm going to go ahead and play it with the finger numbers and saying the finger numbers out loud. Might be something that you should try when you try playing this yourself. So we have 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Then the left hand plays 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, and then we're done. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and count us in and play it one more time. And this will be the example that I want you to try to follow along with. Put your hands up on the keyboard and go ahead and try to play alongside me here and see how you do. So starting with the right hand, finger number 2, 1, 2, ready, play, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Now left hand, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Now one thing you may have made a mistake on is because the right hand starts with finger number 2, which is the leftmost key of the set of 2, you may have, when you got to the left hand, started with this note right here. But it's actually supposed to be this one right here, because remember, this is finger number 2. So we have 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, like that. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is go ahead and pause the video and just try it out for yourself. Just play it through once or twice to see if you can play it. And if you want to challenge yourself a little bit, go ahead and try it with me and see how it goes. And I will see you in a minute. Okay, so how did you do? Were you able to play it? Now, I really like the idea of you pausing it and just trying it out every once in a while. So throughout this video series, you're going to see a lot of pause and practice. And all I mean is to try to play it maybe 2 or 3 times, see if you can run it down, and then maybe even try it with me. You could back up a little bit in the video to where I was playing it and see if you can play it alongside me. It'll help you play it rhythmically correct. It'll help you play it at the right speed and also just get some accuracy happening. Okay, so if you go ahead and turn to page 9, you'll notice that we have a new blue box. And that blue box says half note. Now let's look at the differences between a half note and a quarter note here. So a half note is going to be hollowed out. You'll see that this note right here is an oval shape, and there's nothing filled in the center there. And then it has a little bit of a stem. Now you can see like down here, here's a quarter note. I'll put my arrow on it. And then right next to it is a half note. You can see the difference between the two. And these are all left hand half notes and quarter notes right here. And if we look down below in the right hand, we have right hand quarter notes and half notes. And in this part of the book, the quarter notes and the half notes, the stems are going to go down whenever it's left hand, and the stems are going to go up if it's the right hand right here. Now, before we actually try playing this piece, I do want to go through how to count this piece, because we now have these half notes that are 2 counts long. You're going to hold them down for 1, 2 counts, just like this. 1, 2, or 1, 2. Let's count through the piece here by just saying 1 for quarter notes and then 1, 2 for half notes, so you can see how the piece is supposed to be played rhythmically. So first thing we have here is 1, and then 1, and then 1, 2. Tell you what, why don't you try this along with me? Let's back it up. I'll say 1, 2, ready, go, and then you go ahead and try it out with me. 1, 1, 1, 2 is the first measure. Okay, 1, 2, ready, say it. 1, 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, and then 1, 1, 1, 2. Next up is just getting our hands in the correct position and trying out the piece. So what's going to happen is the right hand is going to be now on a set of 3 black keys with finger 2, 3, and 4. Let's curve the fingers up a little bit. Let's get the left hand up there. Same exact thing. We have 2, 3, and 4. And we'll get a nice curve to our fingers here. We're going to start with the left hand, and I'll go ahead and count us in, and you can go ahead and try it alongside me here. Again, just run through the finger numbers, the fingerings, without even worrying about how long each note is. So it starts with 2. You can go ahead and play alongside me here. 2, 3, and then 4. And then it's going to be 4, 3, and then 2. Then it goes to the right hand. Right-handed also starts with the index finger, or the second finger, finger number 2. 2, 3, 4, and then 4, 3, 2. Now I'm going to go ahead and play it again, but this time around I'm not going to say the finger numbers out loud, but I am going to say the counts. But I'm not going to say every single count. All I'm going to do is when I get to a half note, I'm going to say 1, 2, because the other notes are just 1 count, 1 count, 1 count, like that. We don't really have to say that 1, 1, 1 every single time. We can go 1, 1, 1, 2 by just doing a note, and then counting 1, 2. 1, 2, ready, play it. 1, 2. 1, 2, right hand. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now you may have noticed that when I'm counting the half note, it's right when I strike the note. So it sounds and looks like this. 1, 2. I don't play the note and then start counting. That's kind of a common mistake that a lot of people make, like this. 1, 2. You have to start the count 1 right when you hit the note. 1, 2. Go ahead and pause the video and just try it out for yourself. Just play it through once or twice to see if you can play it. And if you want to challenge yourself a little bit, go ahead and try it with me and see how it goes. And I will see you in a minute. All right, coming up next is Merrily We Roll Along or the Deep Blue Sea on page 10 and page 11. Now, you may not recognize this title, but it's also known as Mary Had a Little Lamb. This one just has different lyrics, but this is Mary Had a Little Lamb as well as Merrily We Roll Along. And it's a 2-page piece. You'll notice if we go to page 11, there's another blue box, and that blue box has a whole note in it. Now, the whole note is just an oval, and it's hollowed out. There's no stem at all, just a nice oval, kind of circular oval shape right here, and there's nothing inside it. It's not filled in. And if we go to the very end of this piece right here, you'll see that there is a whole note right there. Now, a whole note is 4 counts long. And remember, every measure has 4 counts in it. So if you look at the first measure on this page, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 counts, and then a bar line. There's the first measure of this page. And then we have 1, 2, and then 3, 4, because a half note's 2 counts. There's another measurement of 4 counts. Get to the next measure, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this is a whole note, which takes up an entire measure or a whole measure. And that is also 4 counts long. So it's the whole entire measure is just that whole note that's 4 counts long. And when you play it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, let's run through the notes without worrying about the counts just yet. See if we can get all the finger numbers down. And once we get all the fingerings down, then we can go ahead and worry about the counting. So it's going to be the same exact hand position as the left and right piece on the previous page here. It's going to start with LH, which is the left hand. And we're going to start with finger number 2 right here, which is the index or the pointer finger. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here, and you can try following along as well. Just realize that I'm ignoring the half notes and the whole notes and stuff like that, and just playing those finger numbers. 1, 2, ready, play. 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 2, 2, and then 3, 3, 3, and then 2, 2, 2. We go to the right hand now with finger number 4, which is the ring finger. 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, and then 3, 3, 4, 3, 2. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and try it with the counting out loud. I'm just going to count the half notes, and I'm not going to say any of the finger numbers this time. Go ahead and try to play along with me, and you can even say 1, 2 when we get to the half note, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 when we get to the whole note. 1, 2, ready, play. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now go ahead and pause the video and go ahead and try it out, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so how did you do? Were you able to play it? How about with good posture and with good hand positioning? Remember, all of those things are a factor in your playing. You don't have to worry about them the entire time, but keep them in mind, especially when you start to get really good at the piece and you're thinking, okay, what could I do to improve? Well, check out your posture, check out your hand position. Really make sure that you're playing with the fingertips and you're playing nice and evenly. For this week, your assignment's going to be page 10 and page 11, Merrily We Roll Along, or The Deep Blue Sea. We're just going to write down Merrily We Roll Along because it's a very long title. You can also write AKA Mary Had a Little Lamb if you want to. Now, in this piece, what you can do to break it down a little bit for yourself is you can practice just page 10 and practice just that left hand over and over again until you get page 10 perfectly. Then move on to page 11 with the right hand and practice just that page until you get that perfect. And then you can try both hands together. Now, I always like to say 3 to 5 times perfect because repeating something or repetition actually helps you train your hands and learn the piece of music. It's kind of like if you ever did this in grade school, they would have those sheets of paper that would have the letters that you would trace over and over and over again. And what you were doing was you were training your hand to do that specific motion of making a D or making a C just over and over. And you were just repeating that until you finally had a really, really good looking C. That's what we're doing with piano here. We're just training our hands to do a specific muscle memory movement that will really help you learn the piece of music. So this week, have fun practicing this piece. You can go ahead and practice the other pieces as well if you like. The left and right piece is a really great piece to practice because it's one that you don't know. And this concludes your very first lesson of piano. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a lot of fun playing. Now I'm going to put a little bit of bonus footage at the end of this one, and I might do this on occasion with some of these videos. This bonus footage is just something to have fun with. It's not going to be part of your assignment. It's just a way of just really playing the piano. And that's why I like to call this the Learn by Play piano series, because I like people to play and have a good time on the piano. That's why we're doing this. It is a lot of fun to be able to play an instrument. So I hope you had a great time today. I really enjoyed making this video for you, and there'll be a new one next week waiting for you, ready to go next Monday. Hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Welcome to the bonus footage of this video. Now, with the bonus footage today, what we're going to be doing is composing or making up a song. Doesn't really take much to do, and it's a lot of fun to do. And I'm a composer at heart, so you're going to see a lot of bonus footage with composition ideas and ways to create music on the piano. So today what we're going to do is we're going to stick to the black keys because there's this nice little secret about the black keys that not everybody knows, which is that no matter what, you can't play a wrong note that's going to sound weird if you play just the black keys alone. I'm going to do it with just one finger first, and I'm just going to play some random notes and come up with a melody. Let's try this out. Let's try another one. So that's just single note lines, and maybe if you come up with some words, you could actually add the words to the song and create your own song that way. But you can also just put all of your fingers on the keys, on the black keys, and just play combinations of notes, and they sound really cool as well. So check this out. I'm going to just line up the fingers here. Each one gets a black key. And if you can't reach all of the black keys with one hand, you can always just use 2 or 3 fingers. You don't have to use every single finger for this. And I'm going to play 2 notes in this hand and 2 notes in this hand. Let's see. I'll do fingers 1 and 3 in both hands. And I'm going to do 1 and 2 in both hands. Let's do 1 and 2 here, then 5 right here. And let's do 1 and 3 and 5. Ooh, that's nice. Now I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of play some random stuff just for the fun of it. So the last thing we can do to have some fun with this is to use a pedal. Now, with digital keyboards, they come with what we call a damper pedal. The damper pedal will plug into the back of the keyboard and it'll actually say damper, or sometimes it says the word hold or sustain. Now, on a real piano, it's just going to be the very rightmost pedal. Some of the times there's only 2 pedals on the piano, some of the times there's 3. Just use the one all the way to the right, and you'll get the same effect that we're trying for. I'm going to go ahead and push down the pedal and just play some random notes, and you'll see how cool it sounds. So I hope you enjoyed that. What you can do is actually play this at the end of your practice. So as soon as you get your assignment done of playing Merrily We Roll Along or the Deep Blue Sea, 5 times perfect, let's say, for that day, then you can go ahead and just play around on the black keys. Just have some fun playing up and down the keyboard and having a good time. You could even try the white keys if you want to, see if you can come up with some cool ideas that way. Have a lot of fun doing this. Again, this is the play portion of the Learn by Play piano series. I really like the idea of people sitting down and feeling like they're about to have some fun playing piano. Really is a lot of fun to play piano. I hope you enjoy your week this week, and I'll see you next week. Good job today.